If you want to know my top 5 tips for a pain-free birth, then keep watching. Thanks for watching. This is Jeremy Renee, and I am going to share with you my top 5 tips for a pain-free birth. And I want to talk about my top 5 tips because I was able to have a successful pain-free birth. And I'm not talking about pain-free with medication, at the doctor's office or the hospital, excuse me. But I'm talking about a pain-free birth that comes from your subconscious mind. And there are some strategic ways to do this, and every single one of you is capable of this. And I want to empower you in this video, and I want you to know as a woman how powerful you are, and I want you to know and embrace it, and know that anything that you can imagine, anything that you can create from within yourself is absolutely possible. And so I want to empower you today with this video, and hope that it helps you. But the first strategy I want to give you, this is going to be short, but I'm really going to try to pack this with as much information as possible. The first point and the first tip I would say is tea, herbal tea, lots and lots of tea. The top teas that I used was red raspberry leaf tea. Red raspberry leaf tea is an amazing tea for women who are trying to get pregnant, and women who are absolutely already pregnant, and then also who are breastfeeding or nauseous. It really helps to kind of calm your stomach. It kind of helps things flow more smooth. It helps with elasticity, so in dilation of the cervix, it just keeps things easy and able to expand much easier for just the baby to come right out. It just makes things a lot more simple. And there's some other great benefits to red raspberry leaf tea, and I'm gonna list all of those things in the description. I'm gonna list all the teas that I used in the description, but I'm just gonna tell you herbal teas are the way to go. You really don't even need prenatals when you're taking these teas, because the herbs have the power and the consistency, and the absorption is 98%. Most prenatal vitamins are only absorbed in your body probably about 32%. So you're really not getting all the nutrition that you and your baby need. So herbs is the way to go. So mental clarity, digestion, just keeping your blood pure is a good one. Is hibiscus tea. There's also, there's so many great benefits to herbal teas, and I'm going to list all of these in the description. I'll give you links to where you can purchase these as well. But herbal tea, number 1. Number 2, I changed my diet. I completely cut out meat. I stopped eating meat, and the reason why I stopped eating meat, number 1 is because, even though I'm a vegan, I will not ever be religious about anything in my life anymore. However, I have an understanding now that I am one with all creation, and that I'm connected not only to animals and to the trees and to the grass and to everything, because everything is alive, everything is living, and we all exchange from something. I get energy from the sun. I get energy from the trees. The trees, I don't think that you understand that how connected you are until you come to a place of self-awareness, and realizing how connected you are to the universe and God within you. It's a powerful process, and I couldn't understand this process until I completely left religion. And I had to do that in order to be free, because I had so much to lose when I was in religion. I felt like I couldn't be myself. I felt like I had to please people. I felt like I had to try to attain this level of perfection that was not attainable, because it wasn't me. And I literally dropped all of that, and that is when true freedom came for me. True freedom came for me when I had nothing left to lose. And so I say all that to say that becoming a vegan, or just changing my diet, my health lifestyle, you know, I still have weight left to lose, but I'm losing it and I'm coming down, and my mind is clear. I have clarity, I have focus, I have discernment, I have, you know, just an ability to see things beyond what I would normally be able to see them as. And so I'm grateful for that. I'm so grateful for that. And just being able to just know yourself and trust yourself and love yourself, you know, that's something I didn't see growing up. I struggled a lot with my self-identity, with my self-esteem. You know, I thought I was ugly, I was too fat, I was too this, I was too that. I was never good enough. I mean, so many different things that I won't even go into, because I mean, I'm sure so many people struggle with the same things, but I just realized who I was, and I realized how powerful that I was, and I realized how beautiful that I was. And, you know, I have so many people to thank, more so my husband, because, you know, I don't think that, you know, I believe in twin flames. I believe that people have an ability to come together and empower one another. And I believe that that's what the union with my husband and I did. He empowered me to the place that I didn't have growing up, you know. Unfortunately, my parents didn't stay together, and they wanted to, you know, they couldn't work their differences out. So we had to kind of come into our own identity and understand who we were. And so I just really want to give so much, you know, and I think that's when, you know, when you become a vegan, when you change your lifestyle, your way of living, and your way of seeing things change for you. Eating meat, most people don't realize that the hormones that are in the meat, not just the hormones that they're shot up with, but the hormones that are in the meat, the fear, the terror, the inhumane treatment of these animals, you're exchanging DNA with these animals when you're eating them. That is energy that's being exchanged to you. So those emotions that animal feels as it is being slaughtered inhumanely, those emotions are coming in you, and you have to deal with that DNA, and that is difficult to process. And I don't know if you realize how your body, how long it takes for your body to process meat. And I honestly, you know, I haven't really done in-depth research on how our body processes meat, and if it's actually really natural, because I don't think that the first humans even ate meat. I think God instructed them to eat the herbs and the plants. So I don't think that there was any killing of animals. There was a camaraderie there. There was an authority there that we had with animals that we don't have today. It's almost as if we see animals as, you know, not all animals obviously, but just animals that are eaten as meat most of the time. We don't see them as souls, as being one with them, as, you know, we think that they don't have a soul. We think that they don't have feelings, and that is far from the truth. And so it was really difficult for me, you know, and I'm not one of those, you know, people, stop beating. Like, I'm not gonna go and tell someone, you know, and preach at them and tell them something. If you wanna know my top 5 tips for a pain-free birth, then keep watching. Thanks for watching. This is Jeremy Renee, and I am going to share with you my top 5 tips for a pain-free birth. And I want to talk about my top 5 tips because I was able to have a successful pain-free birth. And I'm not talking about pain-free with medication, you know, at the doctor's office or the hospital, excuse me. But I'm talking about a pain-free birth that comes from your subconscious mind. And there are some strategic ways to do this, and every single one of you is capable of this. And I want to empower you in this video, and I want you to know as a woman how powerful you are. And I want you to know and embrace it, and know that anything that you can imagine, anything that you can create from within yourself is absolutely possible. And so I want to empower you today with this video, and hope that it helps you. But the first strategy I want to give you, this is going to be short, but I'm really going to try to pack this with as much information as possible. The first point and the first tip I would say is tea. Herbal tea. Lots and lots of tea. The top teas that I used was red raspberry leaf tea. Red raspberry leaf tea is an amazing tea for women who are trying to get pregnant, and women who are absolutely already pregnant, and then also who are breastfeeding or nauseous. It really helps to kind of calm your stomach. It kind of helps things flow more smooth. It helps with elasticity, so you know, and it was great. It was a great experience, and I really do believe a lot of it was because I changed my diet and because I really cut out things that were not going to benefit me. So I would recommend completely cutting meat out and allowing it to kind of sit on the shelf. You know, if you need to pick it up, you know, what I would say is raise your own animals if you want to do that, and make sure that they're put down in a humane way. And, you know, if you want to eat those animals, that's completely up to you. But I just, you know, in the way that our society is today and the way that they're treating animals, it's just disgusting. And if you're connected with yourself at any level, if you're connected to the universe, you're connected to God in any way, that would bother you. It should bother you. And it did, and it does. It still does. And so that's my number 2 tip. My number 3 tip is mental focus. Mental focus is essential, and it's imperative really for being able to do anything that you want and you want to see come to fruition in your life. Being able to focus on something allows you to bring it into your reality. And days on end, I've read books. You know, one of the most amazing books I've read was The Power of the Subconscious Mind by I can't remember the author, but I gave it to one of my friends as a gift for her because I knew it would help her. But that book literally changed my life. It changed my perspective in so many different ways on how to see things, and you know how powerful our mind is, our subconscious mind, which is where God is, where God lives. Our subconscious mind, which is our pineal gland. You know, some people call it the third eye. Many people call it the third eye. But, you know, these are things that are taboo in certain sects of religion. And they try to tell you that certain things are evil when they're just a part of your being. They're a part of who you are. And until I came to that understanding, I was so afraid of everything. I was so fearful. I had so much fear. And I was always focusing on the negative things. And because I was focusing so much on the negative, that was what was coming into my reality, because I didn't realize that what you focus on comes to your reality. You know, and so I think that's why even the Bible says, set your face like a flint, set your eyes like a flint, so that when you focus on it, it starts to encompass you. That's what starts to happen to you. And, you know, when you start thinking positive thoughts, when you start thinking, I'm going to do this, I can do this, there is nothing too hard for me, there is nothing impossible for me. You know, you just start speaking affirmations of power to yourself, of just knowing that you are capable of whatever you put your mind to, and programming yourself with those thoughts, and casting down every thought, every vain imagination that exalts itself against the subconscious mind, which is God. And, you know, I think that a lot of times, you know, we are programmed. Most of us who live on this planet have been programmed to think like man and not like God. And, you know, I am coming to a place of knowledge and understanding of myself and being self-aware. And that's not a haughty thing. You know, people talk about, you know, oh, love yourself, self-love and loving yourself. That's arrogance, you know. No, self-love and loving yourself is not arrogance. Those are two different things, and I'll explain a little bit about what the differences are. But self-love is understanding yourself and knowing what you're capable of and your gifts and your talents and acknowledging them, and stop telling yourself, oh, I'm horrible, I suck at this. Why do we do that to ourselves? I did that to myself for too long, to where I would miss opportunities because I told myself I wasn't capable of it. So I would miss the opportunity because I didn't think I could do it. So when you don't love yourself, or you don't trust yourself to do something that you know you can do, you're doing a disservice to yourself, not anybody else. Because if you love yourself the way that you need to love yourself, then you're going to be a gift to the world. It's not an arrogant thing. Arrogance is when someone is so prideful and they say things and they don't back it up. They don't, they speak something that they're going to do and they don't even do it. But they're arrogant about it, like they do it, but they don't do it. They don't have any follow through. They don't have any self-discipline. So that's arrogance to me. But someone who says, I love myself, I'm beautiful, I have, I'm going to be successful, I'm going to help a lot of people, I'm going to, all these different beautiful things. I'm a great speaker. I'm, just being able to encourage yourself and acknowledge that you are a gift to this world. You are, that was in my husband's vows to me. He said, you are a beautiful gift that this world gets. And he said in his vows, he even told me this the other day, and I love my husband so much for this, because he'll repeat his vows to me because he loves himself. And a man who loves himself knows how to love others. A man who loves himself knows how to love his wife. A husband who loves himself has a queen. Real talk. And I have a king, honestly. I do. I am so blessed with the man that I have. But I don't want to be too long on this point. But I was just floored, when he said that. And it just speaks to the focus and the mental clarity and how you can achieve whatever you want to achieve when you set your mind to it and you continue to speak positive things to your subconscious, and those things start to become your reality. And your subconscious is a program. Computers were made by humans because they mimic the subconscious mind. You can put a digital program, you can load a program onto a computer, and it'll bring up the program when you load it into the computer. So start loading things into your mindset that are going to benefit you, and take those negative thoughts and habits that you have about yourself, take them out. Let them go. Let those negative things go, and you will begin to accomplish things that you would have never thought you'd be able to accomplish because of that. And so that's my point number 3. Number 4. The program that I used that I absolutely love, that really helped me just keep my mind focused and ready to have this baby, was HypnoBabies. HypnoBabies was incredible. I didn't even do all of the materials, but I just programmed my mind with the mental suggestions that it would give you to help you. And my husband did the same thing, and we worked together as a team to have a positive mindset and a positive mind frame, to think of pain not as pain but as pressure. So I trained my mind to think of pain as pressure. And so I would tell myself, this is not pain, this is not a contraction, this is a pressure wave, and I'm feeling waves of pressure at this point. And I had a water birth, and so I would sit in the water. I was in labor for 16 hours and only felt the last 15 minutes. And really, I just felt intense pressure the last 15 minutes. But the whole time I slept like a baby in the water. It was amazing. And I was even thinking at a time, I would tell my midwife, is she even coming? Because I don't feel her. Where is she at? I could feel her moving down like a little bit, little by little, but I couldn't, it was just so unreal that I couldn't feel her. It was incredible. I mean, I felt every pressure wave, like I could feel there was pressure happening, but I couldn't tell that there was anything going on. And I was thinking, man, am I gonna have this baby or what? So, HypnoBabies was incredible. It really trained my mind and just put me in just a peaceful place. And I had a peace bubble, and I would go to a place of, I would think of a place on the beach, a serene beach that had like blue water and, a beautiful sandy beach, and that I can actually see through the water. And that really gave me so much peace just thinking about those places. And so I would take myself to those places when I would visualize. And my birth was amazing, you guys. My birth, it was incredible. It was probably one of the most empowering experiences of my life. And I know that I will never forget it. I will never forget it. I know this is my last pregnancy. I'm not having any more kids. My husband and I are done. But I'm so happy that I was able to get the experience that I wanted from the beginning. I wanted to have a natural birth, my first pregnancy, but I did not have a mindset in order to accomplish that. I was so afraid of everything. My diet was horrible. I was eating crap. I gained 75 pounds. I just had terrible discipline. I was not self-disciplined, and I've come a long way. And I'm so grateful. I'm grateful to God for that. I am able to just accomplish things that I would have never thought I could do. And, just realizing how, powerful we are as women, that we can do whatever we put our mind to. And I just want to encourage you women out there that don't believe you have what it takes. A lot of us are so programmed with fear from the medical industry. Oh, you need something for this pain. Oh, you need this and you need that. Telling you that you are not capable. That's what they're telling you in a sense. They're telling you you're not capable. You can't birth this baby. That 10-pound baby can't come out of you. That's gonna kill you. That's what they're telling you. And we have to take our power back. We have to take it back, ladies. Do you hear me? Take your power back, because guess what? You are capable of whatever you put your mind to. And I'll tell you right now, when you have a birth that is completely, you were able to accomplish it mentally, and you have that baby naturally, there is no feeling like that. And when you're able to connect with your kids on a level to where you can feel that oxytocin, you can feel that energy, there's nothing like that, because you don't get that with the medication. That medication cuts all of that off. So the connection that you should be having, that connection, that closeness that you should have with your babies, you'll get that. You'll get every experience that you've ever wanted. My number 5 tip is trusting yourself and your response to negativity. And I'll tell you this right now, you're going to encounter negative situations. It happens to everyone in pregnancy and in life. You're going to encounter negative situations, and you have to know how to respond, and you have to be at peace. Keep your peace. Do not allow anything to take away your peace. Stand and declare that this is going to be an amazing experience for you, and keep your peace. Whatever unfolds, keep your peace. I can't tell you that enough. I'll tell you, the night before, we had an ultrasound. We went walking to see if we can get her to move and come down. And I went for the ultrasound. The ultrasound came back that I didn't have enough water in my system, and so that I couldn't have a home birth. So they tried to tell me I couldn't have a home birth, and I was not taking that. So the midwife basically called me and told me she couldn't do it. She couldn't do it because if she were to do it, it would be against the state law. So the midwife that actually came to do my birth, she didn't do it legally. She did it illegally, technically. However, my baby was just fine. And all I needed to do was drink tons of fluid. I drank tons of fluid, and She checked me, everything was fine. There was nothing wrong with her. Everything was fine. And that was in the ultrasound as well. And she would have actually told us if there was something wrong, and she would have made us, go to the hospital to make sure everything was okay. But she was fine. My baby was fine. And I knew that all the meditation and the prayer that I had done, because I had already had my mind set to do a natural birth. And I was like, that's what I'm going to get, because that's what I'm putting my mind. That's where I'm setting my mind. That's where I'm setting my heart. And so I'm expecting that to happen. No matter what comes my way, I'm expecting it to happen. I just want to encourage you guys that don't ever doubt the power that is within you. Don't doubt the beauty and the resilience that you were born with. That is your birthright. It is your birthright to be free and to have no limits. It is your birthright. So take your power back. Take it back and keep it. Don't allow dogma or doctrine that doesn't serve you to become your reality, because it doesn't have to be. You are a free spirit. You are a living soul in a body having a human experience. You are an eternal, limitless being, and you need to understand that. You are capable of anything you want. Anything you want. And reprogramming yourself with those affirmations and positive affirmations will begin to bring things into your reality that you never thought possible. And the thoughts and the mindset that you have will change, and things will get better. Every day, things will get better. More miracles will come for you every single day. And the gratitude and the thankfulness that you will have on a daily basis will begin to increase and increase and increase. And so I just want to encourage you guys with that. Know that there is nothing too hard for you, because God is in you. God is in you. You are in Him. And the universe supports you, and the universe loves you, and I love you, and I hope you guys have a fantastic day. I will see you on the next video. Take care. Bye.